Today we're very honored to have Commissioner Annie Choi to be with us. She actually has skipped lunch to come over, so she's very generous. And one thing that's very important, hey, one thing that's very important with this occasion is that this is actually the first public forum the Hong Kong government is announcing about something very new, very encouraging. I'll leave the commissioner to talk to you more about this. But before that, can I have a show of hands to see how many GPs are here? VC GPs. So good news are coming up. So I'll leave the rest of the forum to Annie. So do you want to move over to this is
It's okay. I think I can do it here. Yeah.
okay. And then after that, we'll leave some time for Q&A. Hopefully.
Okay.
Great.
Hello, everybody. After the very exciting discussion on the Indian side, I'm afraid you would have to bear with me. It's first of all, it's government propaganda. And secondly, VCs are about technology investment. I know nothing about technology. Okay, I'm actually a lawyer. And on the investment side, I can tell you I've been a financial regulator for 6 years, but I regulate the insurance industry, so I don't know anything about VCs. So you have to bear with me. And but then, what I'm going to say is a new initiative by the SAR government, and I really hope that you would find that interesting and attractive and exciting. And then you would express interest to join us. Okay, the government has we announced last year at the policy address and also the budget. We would be setting aside 2 billion Hong Kong dollars. It's a small sum by your standard, but this is the first step for the government to set up an innovation and technology venture fund. And objectives. Very simple, we want to encourage you to invest in Hong Kong startups, increase the deal flow here, and also fill the valley of death, which we believe is more on the Series A and B stages. I think we've got lots of angels here. And that would be a co-investment scheme. So quite unlike the normal VC funds that we understand, where you have LPs, GPs, investing, fund of funds, mode of operation. We don't, because for a number of reasons, mostly political. Because if we become an LP or a GP and then there is you have a management fee, then VCs would become our contractors. I don't think you would like that. So I think you would rather prefer, and we would prefer, to be partners, okay? So this would be an co-investment scheme, and the overall matching ratio would be 1 to 2. So whatever, for $2 that you invest in an investee company, we would invest $1, okay? That's sort of 1 to 2. So in a sense, we would help reduce your risk in those investee companies by 1/3, okay? And only invest in eligible local INT startups. Oh, that's the interesting question. What are eligible local and then INT startups? Now, I believe you all invest in technology ventures. So INT, I believe there should not be any question. The issue is local. And what are local companies? Now, there must be, the company itself must be incorporated in Hong Kong. But then, of course, we do allow branches or subsidiaries of overseas companies. The important criteria is whether there is a substantial portion of its operation in Hong Kong, be they the headquarters or the management team or R&D activities or production, but not just the marketing office, okay? Because I would have a difficult time explaining to the public if you invest in just a marketing office of somebody else's company, okay? So this is really, it's difficult to be a public official, so you have to bear with me. Every decision that we make, I have to imagine how I would be defending that in the public arena, in our legislative council, and to our politicians. And so my thinking process is not quite the same as yours, okay? So, but then that would be our eligible local startups. And the maximum contribution per deal is 30 million Hong Kong dollars and per company. So you can have follow-on deals. The per company is 15 million. Okay, and we would not make any of the investment decisions or the terms or etc. We'll follow you. Whatever you decide on the entrance and the exit, we'll just follow you. So the government would just be a passive, quiet, tame investor. As a passive investor, you make most of the decisions. What decision will we make? You refer deals, you have identified a local startup, you say, this is really great. Okay, you will let us know, and then we would have the right of first refusal. Okay, and this right meaning that basically if it's something that is against the local laws, or if it goes against the our policies, or likely to cause embarrassment to the government or bring us into disrepute, then don't bring me this trouble. I would need to defend it in the public again. So we better say no to your offer, okay? So these are the possible cases where we would refuse co-investment. Otherwise, I would imagine in most of the cases that you've identified, we would just follow suit. What would the VC partner do? Identify and refer potential investee companies. You would do all the commercial and legal due diligence. So just your normal job. You would negotiate all the terms and handle the investment process. Again, your normal job. And assist the investee companies to grow and expand their business. Again, your normal job. And identify exit opportunities. So nothing extraordinary for you. It's basically your day-to-day work. What would be the incentives? Sharing of investment risk. As I mentioned, the government's investment would help reduce your risk by 1/3. So we hope that would be a good incentive for you to look at more local deals, Hong Kong deals. And that would, I mentioned, there would not be a management fee to make sure that you won't become my contractor, okay? But there would be an attractive carried interest, much higher than the normal range that I understand. And I believe I should not have got it wrong. Okay, and we are also considering the option for you to purchase the government's share at a pre-agreed price, which is the investment and plus a certain premium. So based on a certain formula, so that in a way you can really continue that on your own, and you don't want to work together with the government anymore. What VCs would be eligible? Well, as long as you focus on innovation and technology. So if you invest in, say, the property market, sorry, no. But if technology, innovative startups, fine. And then your current investment focus or coverage already includes Hong Kong. And your minimum uncommitted capital balance would be 120 million. Actually, I think this threshold is rather low. And there's no requirement for the fund to domicile in Hong Kong, okay? So as long as you've got somebody here, so that I can give you a call and I can talk to you if I need to. Actually, if you are not based here, I can still give you a call, but somehow I would need to see your face. So, okay, so somebody here in Hong Kong, I think that's fine. But some local presence, but no need to domicile in Hong Kong. And we would look at the background, your experience, and then your track record. These are the normal stuff. Your network and the strategic value that you can bring to your investee companies. So basically, that's it.
That's great. That's great. Let's give Commissioner. Yeah. If I may ask just a few questions first, just to get things started. I know some of you are quite excited already. So just to clarify, you would select a group of VCs first before you go out and accept co-investment proposals, correct?
Actually, what we would do is we are now drafting a master agreement,
Okay.
master cooperation agreement. And so if you're interested, we would be issuing an open invitation shortly.
Okay.
So if you are interested and you respond to that open invitation, and then we find that you fit all the criteria, and then we can sign that master agreement. We don't need to really put in money because we are not investing into your fund. We are just signing a cooperation agreement. And thereafter, if you find any, if you have identified any local startups that you wish to invest in, you would need to inform us, let us know. You cannot select because once we sign a cooperation agreement, you cannot cherry pick. You have to let us know whenever you have local deals, and then we would tell you within a prescribed time whether we are coming over, joining you or not. Okay?
And is there an allocation cap to each VC, even though this is more of a broad framework agreement?
At this juncture, no.
Okay.
You prefer to have one?
No, I'm just.
Well, when I say at this juncture, I'm very honest. The whole master agreement and the terms are evolving because this is something brand new.
Okay.
We have never worked on this, this type of arrangement before, and I don't think there has been one in the industry. So I've got no precedents to follow. And so all the terms, etc., are evolving. And we've been talking to some of you, and to lawyers. We have an advisory committee. We've been talking to our politicians, and so on and so forth. So I need to, really to talk to a lot of people before I can finalize these things. But at this juncture, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a few more questions, but why don't I open it to the floor, given the time that we have. Johnny?
One, thank you again, Annie. One is the turnaround time. So when we present you, this is the investment that we want to make, will you provide a maximum period of time?
Yes, that would be set out in the master agreement. Yeah.
Okay. And then I think just to pick up on what you said, if we were to invest in any Hong Kong companies, then that will have to be referred to you as a co-investment, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's only fair, isn't it?
Yep. Thank you.
I begin to believe that they are Mui,
Yeah, we got.
because I know both of them.
Yeah, you got questions from friends, right?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. That's very encouraging. Now, the Inland Revenue Department exempts profits tax of offshore private equity funds, provided that they do not invest in Hong Kong. I wonder if you have had any discussion with ILD.
Yes.
Whether
Yeah, short answer is we would address that at least in the context of this arrangement. Okay?
This lady here.
Hi, Annie.
Hello.
You mentioned that the qualifying companies are those set up in Hong Kong. what about the bulk of the business? Does it have to be in Hong Kong, or the founder and the entrepreneur also have to be based in Hong Kong to be qualified?
I mentioned just now, I think one or two elements that I mentioned, either the headquarters or the management team or the R&D activities or the production production function, some key elements must be here, but not necessarily all of them, and not necessarily the founder himself, etc., etc. Okay.
I've got a question. Just in case if there are more than one fund which submit the same proposal, like the same startup for you, then which one will you pick? Like first come, first serve, or what? Like there are few funds which are interested in the same startup.
I guess the simple logic is first come, first serve, because we do have a cap for each company. So I guess that would be the case. Yeah.
Gentleman here.
Thanks, Annie, for the introduction of this. So I'm a founder of a startup, so thanks a lot. I got a question in terms of, what type of funds are eligible for this? What about if it is VC investment by, for example, family office, by corporate ventures? What type of ventures are eligible for this?
No restriction.
Okay.
As long as it's a VC fund. I think the rationale behind that is to increase deal flow, attract VCs to look at more of local startups, and that's it. And so there's no reason for us to, apart from the political reasons, there's no reason for us to introduce too many constraints. And so whatever the background, as long as it's a VC, it's okay.
What about licensing? Is there any requirement for the advisor or the fund manager to be licensed in Hong Kong or under the SFC?
Are you all licensed under the SFC?
Some of us are. Yeah.
Yeah, but is it a requirement?
It's not. Yeah.
It's not, then it's not.
Okay.
Gentleman here.
Hi, Mrs. Commissioner. Can you repeat the total amount? I had in mind 3 billion. I mean, something.
You mean
like
the entire fund?
Yes, exactly.
At the moment, it's 2 billion.
Okay.
Of course, anything about the public offer, we can always go back and ask for more. So if we have lots of VCs coming to partner with us, and you've identified lots of deals, and then we use that we commit, the entire amount within 2-3 years, I'm ready to go back to LegCo and ask for more. My concern is you don't have enough deals, and then I would need to scratch my head. Otherwise, don't worry about. So if you think 2 billion is not big enough, don't worry. We can always go back. And I'm used to this gesture of going back and debate with them, and then they're filibustering whatever. That's my job, and I'm sure you won't. You will not be envious of my job, but that's my job. So I'll go back and ask for more money. So in a sense, the current cap is 2 billion, but actually there's no cap because we can always ask.
Okay, thanks for your incentive. And when is it starting, really concretely?
Shortly.
Yeah, but what means shortly in political terms? I've been here shortly for
You learn fast.
for 2 years
Yes,
now.
yes,
No, I've been here
yes.
shortly for 2 years.
I'm sorry. Yes, it has taken us some time to really design the scheme, because when the chief executive announced that in the policy address,
Yes.
he hasn't got anything in mind. I haven't got anything in mind. I gave him the proposal, but I haven't got anything in mind. So we have taken a bit of time to actually design the scheme and to work out the master agreement. But I can assure you it's a time well spent. I think I've talked to Dennis several times and to some of our friends here quite a number of times to make sure that we've got things right. But when I say shortly, I mean a matter of weeks, okay?
Okay, thank you very
Great.
much.